Hey everybody, welcome back to the final episode of the year for Coffee at FCG. We hope that you had an incredible Christmas and looking forward to 2024. We're excited to chat with you today. We're going to be talking about getting a word for the year. And man, I just love this time of year. So what are we all drinking today?
We get to have sugar.
Yeah.
Back to peppermint.
Yeah, back to the peppermint mocha.
I was going to say lavender, but nope, it's peppermint, today.
Yeah, lavender is like your summer drink.
Yeah.
So you're drinking a peppermint something today?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it? Tell us
Delicious.
Tell us what it is.
Well, it's the classic, Christmas. It's the peppermint, coffee, and oat milk. Duh.
Yum,
So you have
yum,
is it a
yum,
peppermint
yum.
latte or a peppermint just coffee?
Well,
with
no,
peppermint?
I just peppermint, like
Just
a little
peppermint, just
splash.
Yeah.
Just a little
Peppermint
splash of the
candy.
little syrup.
Peppermint candy.
You know what? Same here.
That's
yeah.
what you're drinking too.
Yum, yum.
Peppermint mocha.
What
no,
you
I like
add you have
The
you
white
make that.
mocha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you got, Will?
You're
what
really
are
good
you
at
drinking?
making that.
Cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
Imagine.
It's never any
Wait,
different for
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Remember he said he tried that and it just was terrible.
I
Oh
got-
yeah,
I got
the
roasted.
honeybee.
What about you?
Okay, so I ordered a black coffee, but I told him, I said I want a little, like a splash of oat milk, and I was planning on putting a little bit of honey in it. And I just said out loud, I'm probably going to add some honey. What they heard was that I wanted the honey
This guy likes
flavor.
honey.
So that guy said, he said, well, there's this thing where people mix these three flavors together and they say it tastes just like sweet honey.
What?
So he mixed a splash of pistachio flavor. He put a little bit of what they use for sugar cookie. And then he also put a little, it was the Amarillo, whatever they call it.
Definitely
Amarillo,
not.
Texas?
No, it was the one.
Amaretto?
It was
Amaretto?
Amaretto.
And he mixed those three flavors in there. He goes, tell me that's not the best coffee you've ever had.
That's just
really
like a
bad.
sugar
I
blast.
said,
bad.
I took a sip and I said, this is not what I wanted. I said, I was just going to put some honey in it myself. And he goes, are you kidding me? And I said, no. And he goes, hang on. And he just poured
you
a
for
brand new
real?
coffee for me. He gave me another black coffee and
Well, that's
I
good.
added
That's
a little
nice.
honey packet. And so what I have is a black coffee with a little bit of honey. And
This is
That's
an
it.
elaborate
No
story.
Amarillo.
yeah,
We were going to do a speed round.
well, that was it. That's what
Thank
happened to me at the coffee shop today.
Note.
Wow.
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 That's impressive.
Wow, wow, wow.
I'm glad you're enjoying your peppermint
Wow,
latte.
wow, 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 wow.
Delish.
Wow.
Well,
Okay,
here we
Will.
are, the week between Christmas and New Year's. And, this is the week we started City Youth
Wow.
all those years ago.
Wow.
We would have probably met Will and Brittany
Yeah.
at this time about,
12 years ago.
I think, longer. Maybe probably 12 years ago.
No, longer than that because Judah was barely walking.
So maybe
13.
13 years ago.
It's amazing.
We met y'all that long ago. That was awesome.
Yeah.
We'll talk
And
about
here
City
we are
Youth.
now.
Yep. One week we should talk about City Youth. That's not what we're
Yeah.
going to do this week. This week we are going to talk about getting a word for the new year
Or words.
or words. It is some people really love making New Year's resolutions, and I think that's great. I think we might have mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, but I mean, why not take the new year to make some new starts, to make some decisions? It is a starting point just by the very definition of it being a new year, and getting a word for it can just set you up for success right from the beginning,
Yeah.
and at least give you something to shoot for,
Yeah.
right?
I have been doing this since I was in high school, and I don't necessarily make New Year's resolutions. Actually, I don't. I do make like goals for my year, and I think Will's looking up the verse, but in Habakkuk we all kind of live by this verse, and it's write down.
2:2.
You want to go ahead and read it? Or do
Sure.
you not have it pulled up?
No,
Okay.
I do. This is the King James Version. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tablets, that he may run that readeth it. That's it.
Oh.
That's the verse.
I didn't know if you were going to say anything.
I was waiting
Sorry.
for like
Well, I was going to say this.
mean,
I was going to wait for a second, but
Okay.
I was actually reading before that in the first verse. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say. And then it says that.
That's really good.
That is good.
I actually didn't know that.
I've never looked
Need
into
the
that.
context.
Yeah.
But I think, we all kind of live by this verse in the four of us and more people that we know, obviously. But I just think this is missing from so many people's lives, is just having a vision for their life. And God has a vision for your life, and I think that if you don't know that about yourself, it's just like you don't have a vision because the Lord, you haven't partnered with the Lord. And I've been listening, of course, to my favorite, Andrew Womack, a lot recently. And he's just, he's been talking a lot about vision. They just had a vision conference, actually. And he just says, oh, crap, I lost my train of thought. You're going to have to cut this out. Vision conference. Oh, okay, I remember.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
But he just talks a lot about how if God would have showed me like the whole outline of my, my ministry of where I am right now, because he's like, we used to be doing good to be bringing in $900 a month or something, or even probably less than that. And now it takes them like $5 million. Is it more than that? Probably
maybe
a month.
I think more than that a month.
Yeah.
It's so much money.
Like even, and he's saying like right now, like even the project that he's building for his college. I mean, he's like, I don't know, it might cost me literally $1 billion to complete. And he just says, I would not have believed it. But like God gave me the vision for like one little part at a time of like, this is what's next for you. And like, maybe I don't get the full blueprint, but you just get this like vision. And I'm saying all that to say that like, it is just so important to have vision for your life, because that verse says, write the vision and make it plain. And you do that by like partnering with the Lord, taking time, being quiet. If you're married, you should be doing it with your spouse, being together. Will and I, most of the time he gets a word. I always do. I have for the past, 10, 15 years of my life, and they may not be the same, but our vision is the same. We have a vision as a married couple together. And I already had my word last year. Actually, the Lord gave me my word for 2023 in August of 2022. And so this year I was like, why is it taking, like, I have not gotten a word, but I did get a word already in the end of December, was just my word for the year is growth. I think this is going to be a year of growth for me and in different areas of my life. And I'm already starting to see the vision for that and asking the Lord how to put feet to it. Because you can't just get a vision and then hope it happens. Like, what's that saying? A dream without a plan is a plan.
Kat, will you look that up for us, please?
There's like that thing that's like, a vision without a plan is just a dream or something. Or maybe that's it, like a hope or something like that. Like you have to, if you have a vision for your life, whether that's start a business or get married or, even like get debt free, like there has to be a plan to that. So make a vision and then like put some feet to it.
Well, the Habakkuk verse speaks to all that. Will read verse 1 as well, which said, I'll position myself as a watchman to hear what you're going to say, to see what you're going to say. You have to on purpose get a word, right? You have to position yourself to hear it from the Lord, and then write it down so that I can run with it. So write it down and like Brittany said, put some feet to it. Take step 1. If you see the whole thing, how you're going to get there, it could be overwhelming, but you can at least write down the next step and you can at least run with it. There's another great verse about vision in Proverbs 29, it's Proverbs 29:18, and it says, where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Where there's no vision, the people perish.
That's
It's so many times people, they're stuck in a place where they're not moving, they're not growing, and it's simply because, you're not shooting for anything. You don't have anywhere you're headed. Lisa and I heard a man speak years ago. He's still around. His name's Bob Nichols, and he's older, and he was pretty old back when we heard him talk about this. But he calls it a cause, and he says, when you have a cause, it wakes you up in the morning. He was a minister, he's a pastor, but he said, my cause isn't my church. He goes, it's not what wakes me up in the morning. He goes, Christian education is my cause. He said, there's been times I felt like I could have just been done with this life, but I woke up because I knew I have to go start a school. I got a school I'm starting this week. I got a school I'm starting in a few months. It got him up. I mean, a cause, a vision, it keeps you moving. Even in life, when you might feel stuck in your job or in whatever season you're in. Man, moving towards a vision, a cause, at least it keeps you moving. And man, the Lord will bless the work of your hand. He'll bless where you're headed. And yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
Get a word, but like Habakkuk. I mean, sometimes it doesn't just happen. Maybe you'll just be chilling out at the gym or at your 9 to 5, and all of a sudden, boom, the Lord you hear this word. But chances are you're going to have to be intentional. You're going to have to position yourself to get the word. And if you've never done it, you'll be glad you have. It's more than just a goal. It's more than just a New Year's resolution. It's like a New Year's resolution is a great goal to have. I want to lose 20 pounds. Okay. So I have a goal, make a resolution. I'm going to do it. A vision, a word for the year. It's just kind of like the underlining theme of everything you're doing.
Yeah. I like that you said it like that, because I'm looking at my year, and like I said, in August of 2022, I heard the Lord say 2023 will be the most consistent year of your life. And like, not that everything has been consistent, because we have seen like some inconsistencies, but I feel like I keep reminding myself I'm consistent. I'm steady. I am like, and it's, it's even like, I mean, with simple stuff, like getting up early in the morning, like to read my Bible. Like, this has been the most consistent year. I'm like, this is what I do because I am consistent. And it like gives you this thing of like, okay, the Lord has said this to me, so I am that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like all year it's given me this like drive of like, I am consistent, because consistent is feels like such a small word, but to me it's just made such the big difference of like, just, it doesn't matter if, I'm not saying my year has been perfect and I've done this perfectly all year, but like, okay, I fall off the wagon on some things, I just get back up because I'm being consistent. And it has like helped motivate me this year. So I'm glad you said it like that.
It's like the classic story we all hear when we're kids, the tortoise and the hare. It's consistency wins the race. That's not moving fast. It's not it's not the times we grow a ton in one moment. It's the consistency that actually gets you where you're going the fastest.
I mean, that's, biblical. It says, if you're faithful in small things, God will make you ruler over much. So, I mean, even like you said, just being consistent, reading your Bible or waking up early.
For me, it was meal prepping too.
Yeah.
Like getting my meals in order, making sure there's food in our house, like making, a big thing this year has been like, I've gotten on a schedule with cleaning our house, and that's helped me. I mean, it doesn't feel like huge things, but it has changed the way that Will and I run our home, and which I think is like flowing into every other part of our life,
Yeah.
And yeah.
I wanted to read verse 3 here. It says, this vision is for a future time. It describes the end, and it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed.
Wow, that's good.
Love that.
That the word, I mean, for a year you can relate it to like the sower and the parable of the sower and the seed. If you throw the seed on the ground, you throw the word on the ground, and 2 weeks into the year, you've brushed it away, or you've let the cares of the world kind of carry it away. You're not going to see any fruit on that because it had no chance to get into your heart and germinate and grow and get roots developed. But if you hang on to that promise, even right here, just hang on to this promise. There's a million promises in the word, but you could take this one and hang on to that. Once you get your word, if it seems slow in coming, wait patiently. It will surely take place. It will not be delayed. I mean, every time we could go around this room, and every time one of us has gotten a word, it has always, always, always come through.
Yeah.
We might not even still today have seen the full picture of that yet. Some of us, I'm sure there's words that we've gotten 10 years ago that we're still seeing play out. We don't exactly know how it's going to end yet. But the point is that God does not forget what he said or, take it back. Oh, you know what? That wasn't for you. That was supposed to be for somebody else. It's like we talked about in the an episode before, like you open the Christmas present too early, or you see it and then it's like, okay, well, nope, you're not getting that anymore. No, it doesn't work like that. If you set yourself up, you get a word for the year, and then you have the responsibility of holding that word tight. Let it develop the roots in your heart. Let it germinate, and then watch what happens. And it could be something big or something small. Like Brittany said, I mean, even just keeping your house clean. Man, it's such a good feeling to come home and the house is clean. Or once you get done cleaning the house, you just look around and you think, my house is peaceful now because I'm not stressed out by that. But yeah, I just want to, I honestly have never read verse 1 and verse 3. I just have always focused on verse 2.
Yeah,
that's all I've ever listened to or all I've ever heard. And just now, I mean, reading that, it sheds a lot of light on that subject for me.
And that just reminds me of that verse that he who began a good work in you will be sure to complete it.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Yeah.
I like it.
You know, I was just thinking, like, a lot of times when BJ and I do marriage counseling, pre-marriage counseling, even talking with different people, talking to young people, this is usually something that we start with. Like, what's the vision for your life? What do you guys like? Even if, you know, if husbands and wives are kind of struggling, it's like, okay, like, let's find something to push towards, you know. Having vision for your life can really, like you said, just it keeps you focused, because it's really easy to be distracted if you don't have something you're pushing for.
Yeah.
You know. And I was just thinking about even just parenting, you know, and the different stages of parenting. Now we have teenagers, but, you know, when your kids are small, it's the milestones. You know, you as a parent have goals for your own kids, and like you're working on milestones. And we're in the teenage phase of parenting, and you know, Ava is starting to think about college, and we're putting some vision into our kids. And then they, of course, now being young adults, have vision. And so us being parents, just supporting the vision of our kids, and trusting that the Lord has a plan and a purpose for our kids. But, you know, I think just in parenting, that's taught us a lot, like just always putting goals in front of our kids, vision out there. You know, as parents, I would encourage you to put seeds in your kids for vision. And I know one of the things we always tell our kids, like, you're a leader and not a follower. And that's part of their cause. That's part of who they are. And so even in their decision making and what they feel like they're called to do, as young adults, like remembering who they are and speaking those words of life into our kids, man, just seeing fruit on that is really powerful. So, it's cool because our kids are starting to get vision for themselves too.
Yeah.
And now it's neat when they speak something out, or when they get a word from the Lord, and then them seeing it come to pass in their life. It's just kind of a neat thing.
I feel like when you have vision for yourself, it inspires other people to do the same thing. If you're doing it, if you're not, you know, trying to condemn someone, like, oh, well, my word for the year was get healthy, so what are you doing? Like, not like that, but I do fully believe that when you are walking in full authority and full confidence in what the Lord has told you, man, it inspires other people to do that too. Like, how do I get what you have? How do I do what you're doing? I kind of had this picture of, like, if you're going on a cross-country road trip and you have to be to your destination in a certain number of days, but you have no direction at all, you have no idea how to get there, you're going to waste so much time, so much precious time, just trying to figure out how to get there. You're going to have to stop and ask people for directions. You're going to, you know, run out of gas. You're going to do all these things. But if you have the directions, which is what we're talking about, you have the directions for your year, man, that trip is a breeze. That year is a breeze. I'm not saying that you might not hit potholes along the way. You might not hit these hardships, or things may not come up. but you still have the direction. You still know you're going to get to the end destination when you need to.
That's good.
I mean, that's even what that scripture says. Like it will happen, but you will save yourself so much frustration. You'll save yourself so much time, and then again, you'll inspire other people to do the same thing, and that's powerful.
And I think it's, again, just important to like not get in condemnation. Like that is what the enemy wants is, you know, we hear it so much that people say January in the gym is packed to the brink, you know, can't even get a treadmill, can't even get in. Then by February, nobody's there anymore. And I think that's like what that, maybe not necessarily going to the gym, but it is important to be healthy and keep your body healthy. But I mean, like, I think the enemy wants nothing more than to, you know, 2 or 3 weeks into the year, you've already feel like you're quote unquote messed up your goals or not living by the vision the Lord's given you. And he's like, see, forget it, you know,
you can't even do that.
And then it's like, no, like that's, and to me, I think that's why that word for me for 2023 was powerful to me, because the goal was never like perfection. It's just consistency and anything we're doing, you know. I was even reading, in Genesis, and I have been for a while, but I just was kind of like, almost feeling condemned about something I'd been doing, like my mindset being kind of bad and just kind of having a negative mindset. And then I thought, that's stupid. Like, it's not, you know, I'll just change it right now. Like in this moment, I'm just going to change my mindset. And I'm just saying that because the enemy wants nothing more than to be like, you're never going to blank. You're never going to get there. You're never going to be more patient. You're never going to be more healthy. You're never going to lose the weight. You're never going to blah, 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 blah. And just don't, you know, like be encouraged these first few weeks. Like, I feel like that's an attack of the enemy sometimes on people, is that first few weeks of the year, just to be like, just stay where you're at. Even if it is losing weight, like good. If you need to, like, if that's something you want to do, like do it. And just like the Lord will partner with you on that. And like, don't let the enemy hold you back by saying you can never, you know, and don't, especially in January, because if he can get people early in the year, man, the rest of the year is just a coast.
You know, I'm thinking about Joseph, who talk about
that's what I was thinking about.
Have dreams, have a word for the year. I mean, Joseph had been given visions for his life, 2 specific dreams where his brothers and his brothers were already powerful people. So if these particular brothers and dad and mom were bowing down to you, then that those dreams were not just showing him like you're going to be the most powerful in your family. Those dreams were showing Joseph that he was called to be a man who would be in a position of power, a man in a position of authority, even more than just over his family. Of course, we know there was an actual moment later when his brothers did actually physically bow down to him. But those dreams spoke of power and authority. And at one point after those dreams, he found himself in a pit being sold into slavery. At another point, after rising to some power within a powerful man's house and running Potiphar's house, then he gets thrown in jail again. And I mean, he was in that prison for years. And how do you hold on to a word like that when everything around you is saying the opposite of what that word looks like to you, right? Or to somebody else. His word was, if you want to call it a word, his dream, his word had to do with power and authority. Well, as a slave in Potiphar's house, he rose to power and was running the whole household. If you read the story, he was actually running the prison from the inside of the prison.
Yeah, he was.
He eventually began to run that prison. So I'm not saying it was a pleasant experience to be in prison for years, but he rose to a level of authority and power within that prison. So even though his brothers weren't bowing down to him, even though everything around him was saying, you're not on the right path, you're being held back, you've made mistakes. I'm sure he questioned his own mistakes. I mean, I've questioned Joseph's life. I mean, I'm like, man, why'd you have to run and tell your brothers about the dream?
Yeah.
Like, if you wouldn't have told them about those dreams, would you have just like got to go the easy route? Like, were you a loudmouth? I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
but he
you'll
was
bow down to me.
Right?
You'll bow down to me. He was younger
than
the rest of them for sure. But my point is that he held on to a word, and even when things weren't looking like maybe he thought they would, he still was running with that underlining word, like Brittany spoke about consistency. You know, whether it was in Bible reading or diet and prepping meals, I'm sure there was plenty of times, like you said, where maybe something fell off a little bit, or maybe you missed a day, or something, but still the word's consistency. So you know what? I'm just going to get back to it.
Yeah.
And Joseph's word was power, authority. He's in a prison. He still had this underlining word and saw it. Maybe he wasn't at the top of the top yet, but he was running a prison. He kept that word. And whatever word you get for the year, I mean, you will be able to take it into any situation, right? Even if the situation doesn't look like maybe what you think it should or could look like, take that word into that situation and just run with it.
And you don't know that is the story I was talking about.
Nice.
I just
No, I
told
didn't know
Lisa
that.
before the podcast because I look at Joseph and to our knowledge, or at least what the Bible tells us, he never got into like poor me.
Right.
When he had every reason to be poor me. Because even like what you were saying, I mean, yeah, he did like he was a big mouth, like it was running his mouth, but I'm picturing him as like a 12 or 13-year-old kid kind of like
He might not
running his mouth to like his brothers, who any of us probably, would have done that. And it's like, even then, he gets thrown in a pit, taken to prison, Potiphar's house, my Lord, like he was nothing but pure. And then getting to like, something that hit me this morning even was that, that feeling of like, oh, this is my way out. Like he had that with the cupbearer, he had that probably that moment because he was like, remember me when you go back to Pharaoh. And so he has this moment of like, this is my way out. And then it was still 2 years after that, you know, so he just keeps this like vision in front of him. Like, well, I know what the Lord said. I'm just going to keep trucking away. And God blessed him. Man, he blessed him
at every turn. And eventually he saw all that stuff.
Yeah. It's good.
He saw it all. It's
Amen.
Good. Get a word for the year. Obviously, Joseph was one that was over his life. And you don't have to limit your word to the year either. Get a word for your life.
Yeah.
Get a cause. But here we are at the end of the year, about to step into a new one. Get a word. Get deeper than a resolution. Get deeper than a list of goals. Get like the watchman on the wall.
I like what you said. Position yourself,
to hear what you're saying. Put yourself in a position. That might mean take an afternoon off. I don't know if you don't have that freedom. You might have to wake up a little bit earlier, or go to sleep a little bit later, but have some time with the Lord. I say this all the time to our church folks. If you're an FCG person, you've heard me say it. God is not withholding information from you. Mm-mm. He wants you to know this kind of stuff more than you want to know it. Right? Like Brittany said, he might not show you the very end and what it's going to take to get there, because usually that's going to freak us out if we see that. But he will give you vision, and his word is a light to your feet, a lamp to your feet, a light to your path. Sometimes it's only enough to see the next step, but that's all you got to see.
That's right.
If you can see the next step, you can move forward without falling. That's a whole nother one probably right there.
Yeah.
But what's the next step? We love you guys. Have a great New Year's Eve and a great New Year's Day, and drink some good coffee. I'm going to enjoy my black coffee that
just has a little bit of honey.
Just a little bit of honey that had to pour out that first one. Lisa and Brittany going to finish their peppermints, and Will's got his coffee, and you have a good cup of coffee too. Finish the year off strong. Get a word for 2024. Come see us at FCG. We're here every Sunday, and a lot of in between times too.
Remember to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Leave us a review.
Smash it.
Leave us a review. Destroy that subscribe button.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's actually called follow on podcast.
Follow, subscribe, tweet,
X,
email,
X.
And comment on the Instagram post if you got a word.
Yeah.
Tell us your word.
That would actually be great. We'd love for you to comment.
Maybe if people do that, we'll give a little mug away. A little FCG coffee mug.
Another thing we want to try in the coming year is call-ins.
Yeah.
We'd love to have some people call into the podcast. So we got big plans coming up here in the year 2024.
Stay tuned.
We love you guys. Let's all say good. What's a happy new year on 3? You ready?
You have to count it down.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with us for Coffee at FCG. We are so thankful for you, and we would love to hear from you. So if you want to get in touch with us, send us a message, whatever you want to do, info@fcgastonia.com. If you'd like to give to our church, Obviously, we're a church, so it's a nonprofit status. You'll get a giving statement at the end of the year. You can go to our website, fcgastonia.com, and hit the giving link right there. It's a great way for you to, it's a great place for you to sow. So we would love to hear from you. Just conversation. Let us know your prayer needs. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about. But we are so glad you're with us, and we will hear from you soon. You'll hear from us soon.